like a bit of that Fleetwood Mac. What's it called? Oh, I don't know. It's on Tango in the Night anyway. Right, a couple of clanks and bangs with guys using the skateboards. It only takes one person up there. It permeates the whole area, especially on a quiet day. And but here's the thing: there was never any need for it to do so. You had a ready-made acoustic barrier called an embankment railway embankment. So you've got to bring it as close to the houses as you possibly can, for whatever reason, then just keep them below the railway embankment. You dig out part of the park, or I don't suppose it matters if you slope it 20 degrees, you can have a flat area. And you use the spoils to add additional height to the ramps within the wall, so you remove the falling off the back of the ramps issue. You make the ramps so that they are they go up and then curve in towards the skate park at about, I don't know, 15-20 feet, which contains the sounds and bounces it back into the foundation of the skate park and disperses it above. Or some does bounce where it doesn't really want to go, but you can't avoid that. But you can if you did it the way that it should have been done. So even the 24-hour unlocks, use it, fill your boots. You know, you people living next to it can just crack on. Good luck. Again, you know, it only takes one person to use a facility at that time of the night, and it'll wake anybody up, especially if they're a bit of a lump. And we heard one night of a small 15-year-old lad, obviously with some issues, as it turned out. I mean, he was very belligerent, very aggressive, and very dismissive of Carol. Ellie and I had spent the evening together. Nothing, you know, just watching telly or talking. Or they might have had I don't think they were drinking at that time, or anybody was drinking. I think it was, you know, and it was, well, obviously Ellie drank. I might not have been drinking at the time. I can't remember. But we sort of said goodnight to everybody, and everyone was going home. Carol was going home. Ellie was going home. And there was clank bang over there. It was 11:15. And Carol said, well, I'm going to go up there. Oh, just don't bother, what's the point? And she insisted, because she got all her arms on her hips and got all fucking... so Ellie went home and walked up with us, past, and then walked home, and me and Carol went in. She addressed the young lad. Not offensive, not physically aggressive. Initially, she spoke to him and just, you know... This is supposed to be closed at 9:30. The lights go off. Oh, well, this is advertised as... This is advertised as 24 hours a day. Okay, and he actually showed us the website, because I was stood in the background. I didn't want to get involved. If it's all going to be cordial, there's no need for me to get involved. Probably gives Carol a chance to sort of stand up for things, I suppose. I don't think she's really used to that, and that definitely not in that environment. And it's a risk, you know. You don't know what you're going to get. So he's initially sort of dismissive, and, you know, we were rude to interrupt him, or Carol was rude to interrupt him. And he said that it was her fault for moving next to a skate park. Well, it's a fair one, except that she's lived in that bungalow underneath the ramp for 55, 56, 7 years. So I think before even the original little skate park was there, so that doesn't really hold water. And then he got all stroppy, and, you know, having said that, he did show us the website. It says never closed, 24 hours a day, fill you, you know, fucking hell. And again, she just it ended up, I think, him getting a bit bent out of shape, and I told him to wind his neck in, and said that, you know, if I was 14 as well, or whatever, 15, I suspect he wouldn't be speaking to me like that. But because he knows that I'm an adult, and if I, you know, smack him around the head, I'm going to get all sorts of grief. But he was belligerent, not overly unpleasant, and I'm sure, you know, I think he had issues as well. I think he had some issues. That's probably why he's over there at silly o'clock at night. And he did, so I think he said he had behavioural or ADHD or something, or he was on the spectrum, something. But he had issues. So, but it was just an example of what can happen, how disturbing it is, and it is. disturbing. And the bottom line is, people, there was no need for it. There was really no need. You could have locked the skate park at night to remove the problem completely, and even make a concession where once every now and again, if behaviour levels are appropriate, then they can have an all-nighter as a thank you for behaving themselves, and the old bill could go down there, a mixture of them, maybe the ones who are kosher, not plastic officers, for goodness sake. I mean, community officers that you know. I know it sounds a bit kind of sneaky, beaky, fucking, but look, you know, we're in for tough times. You know, everybody. Eventually, the police or members of the police, you will get a hard time. Yeah. Nobody's expendable in this fucking shit. I'm sorry that I uncovered or came face to face with clear and fucking absolutely nailed on misdoings, shall we say. And then I'm being stopped from leaving. Driving licences taken away by a local authority and the police without committing any driving offence. Albeit that I was drunk a number of times, but as you can see, I don't, you know, drinking's not my preferred thing. But I was in the shit. I'm even more in the shit now because I've no doubt going to go to prison. The police are fucking working diligently to build up being drunk out the front and trying to get a house, if you like, back for somebody who had a good reason not to like being there and liked being with me, which meant that I had a propensity to drink and relax, because they did relax me in ways that probably weren't what I needed. So the police love me for they are just going for it, and the way they've treated witnesses and the way they've gone about things since I've been here tells me that I am something to them that I'm not. And again, I challenge them, bring all the evidence of actual physical, intended, fucking not drunken rolling about on the floor outside Aldershot in my house, outside my house. I've been ill for a long time. It's just a hard thing to admit. And if you haven't got any significant other that's seeing it, Linda knew it when I melted down as I had a bad time every February around the time of my mum's death, because it brought it into focus. It was sometimes on the local news, depending on where I was living. Then it was fucking compounded by bloody Sunday this, bloody Sunday that, bloody Sunday the other. Fucking hell. And of course, every time you hear about the IRA peace accord, it just goes on and on. You fucking let it alone. I prefer not to watch the news, but during that period I did. I was kind of a regular person who came from work, plonked on the sofa, maybe went out for a run occasionally, or got some exercise coughing. And the whole thing troubled me. It always has. It troubled my brothers in other ways. They've been raised differently and they have allegiances to different other things. Regiments. I don't have that allegiance. I don't have any disrespect for it. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't think if you were to apportion the majority of you know, the culpability in the death of these people, then you'd have to look at the conduct of events in Derry, London Derry, depending on your stance, Ballymurphy, not that long beforehand. I mean, the thought of bringing that same unit in case it kicks off would only suggest that you intend, you know, if it's going to kick off, it kicks off in a bad way for the people that kick it off, i.e. the civil rights marshals, and so it did. And then how did they not protect the camp? I mean, surely, you know, I don't want an inquiry, there's never going to be one, no one gives a shit, it's only me, and I'm out of context with my brothers because they're quite happy to, you know, hang on to the regimental flag of the parachute regiment. Why not? You know, you always need something. I don't, just that's up to you, but to be denied allegedly by one of you, for a change, the chance just to speak. As it turned out, I thought I'll just put Roxy, sat there and just say, Roxy, it's good to see a memorial finally unveiled. Let's hope the people that now make this area their home can reflect on the mistakes of the past, not repeat them, and enjoy a better life, or something like that. It wasn't I know it was blood and princed. It was hopefully to be addressed to a couple of the remaining relatives of the civilians Not the Lord Mayor Adjutant's fucking second cousin's dog and his milkman. People that were affected. And I think differently, that's all. I'm not good, I'm not brilliant, I'm not intelligent, I'm not intelligent. What I meant was, this bothers me, and I don't see why it shouldn't. But it just bothered me, myself and I'm not going to throw grenades about or start shooting at people. I've fucking got no... I just want to live with my dog and be left alone and not manipulated, not fucking painted as this when I'm not. I never have been. I never have been. Been a bloke trying to be a decent bloke, and fucking just the more I was failing to do that with people, the more I just withdrew and went elsewhere, and I've made some fucking huge mistakes, and I've stuck my colours to people and beliefs that were fucking misguided at best. Carl and Lisa really, and Trish, and I've heard from Trish recently, most bizarrely, and she seems in good order, which I should be pleased for, because she was not when I last knew her, and some of the messages that I got from her were fucking just off the scale. And she's apologised. Oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm really sorry. You know, I'm like, fucking, you have no idea. You have no idea. Who would I share it with? Who would I talk to? I used to talk to you, Trish, years ago when me and Lisa were, or when I was having problems, or you were having problems, or Carl was having problems, or Carla. Fucking never went to anyone's funeral. I never went to Carla's, I never went to Carl's, I never went to, you know, didn't go to Mum's. The likelihood I won't go to David and Brian's now. So how am I part of that family? Everything about what's gone on just feels different to me, like Dad's death and the way he was, and fucking hell, you know, at least learning from it. Could he help being the fucking messed up twat he was? I don't think so. Nor could Brian, nor could David, nor could Carl. Carl was already had a head start on the rest of me. He was very cold. He was a cold individual. David wasn't. I think that's why David suffered so early, so quickly with eczema and shitting himself when Dad would shout and all that. And Dave was a decent person deep inside. Never got the chance. Anyway, I'm going to finish now because I have work to do, and I suspect so do you. So I'm going to crack on while the weather's fine, because it's no one else's work, it's all mine. So I'm going to crack on now. So much love to you, whoever you are, even if you're Alan, and that bloke Roger who pushed in front of me in the... no, it wasn't Roger, it was Sarah. No, he didn't, it was someone else. I don't know. Hello? Pardon? Have a nice day, and much love to you. Thanks if you watch this, and, you know, I don't know, I can't make head nor, you know. Bye.